Welcome to Project Eden for Empyrion Galactic Survival. In this part we're going to start work on putting together a basic CV, but before that I thought I'd just give you a close-up view of the patrol vessel on this planet. I mean, it's completely harmless because if I get up high enough and look down, you'll see the holes in the wings which were blown in by my base defences that destroyed its turrets. Now, the reason I haven't destroyed the patrol vessel is the fact that if we watched the last part, we came out here and found the patrol vessel HQ. As long as the patrol vessel HQ is active, if I shot this ship down, what would happen is a new one would spawn and come back fully armed. So I'm quite happy to allow this ship to fly around completely, innocent until such time as I can take down that patrol vessel HQ. And then once that's done, we'll deal with this ship, because there's a chance we might better get those thrusters, carry on with my thruster exception. But of course what we're going to be doing in this part is starting work on my capital vessel, and I think we're going to just get in here. We'll just park the ship up here, just get in here, turn the thrusters off. It should be okay for the moment. I'd like to say a big thank you for those of you who pointed out that I could use Connect to Base to build a platform to construct my CV. And that reminded me of a technique I used back in my Dread series, which was the last time I played Project Eden, and we started on the Dread planet. And I actually built a CV there, and somebody actually posted a comment saying, did I actually publish the CV I built in that series to the workshop? And to be honest, I never did, because I never really felt it was finished or really up to scratch compared with the quality of builds in the workshop. But what I want to do in this series is see if I can rebuild that ship and hopefully make it a little bit better. Well, first thing we're going to do is come here. Actually, I don't need to do that. What am I on about? What you need to do, connect to wreckage, cancel. And what I'm going to do is build a plinth out here. And I've got a whole load of stuff here. If I connect to the, we got some concrete blocks. You see, what I've already done is built a whole series of stuff that I'm going to need for the ship, but it's going to be nowhere near the complete list. And I want to build a fair distance away from the ship, and of course the oops, no, I want it above ground. Come on, okay, come on, game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build. Yeah, I brought some extra blocks with me. Okay, I've got more than enough actually. And I'll just put a couple there. I think that should be enough actually. And then see how this goes. Now, what I've done is actually that's 2 by 2. I think I'd like to go up another layer. Let me just think. Now, the reason I'm doing this is that one of the annoying factors is if I put the ship starter kit down on the ground, the core would be in the wrong place. By doing this, I'm trying to get the core roughly where I want it, because I can remember where I put the core in the previous when I built the other CV. Okay, so that's no good. And what I need to do is stand in front of here, and this is going to be a bit of a balancing act. And so we're just going to get an orientation for the ship. What you need to do is stand facing the direction where you want things to go, and then you can trigger the drone. No, okay. And then what I want to do is just place this on top. Bit difficult to see. Hopefully this is going to balance. It's going to hover above that. What should happen is eventually it will drop down. And then we'll go. Wow. I'm doing a little bit of a crazy dance. I'm so excited to be building a capital vessel. You can see it's now dropped down here. I'm gonna take that block and that block, but that one can stay. I think I might be a little bit too close to the... I think it's because I had to move away anyway. Yeah, I'll stop spinning now. That's where the core is. Now, now the fun starts. In fact, that block there is wrong. Is not the right place. So I'm just going to take you. Now, what I've done is I've created some carbon composite blocks and some steel blocks. We got concrete blocks. Don't need those. I've got a few steel blocks which I've pulled from here. I've also got steel blocks which I've recovered from the wreckage. But first things first, we're just gonna come here. All I want to do is get the floor level. The floor level is roughly there. Now normally when I build a ship, what I would do, and I think most people do this, is you build the hangar first and then build from the hangar. What I'm going to try and do this time is actually build the ship from the front back, because because we don't have that many thrusters. And what I'd like to do is build the front of the ship, and then when we get more thrusters, we'll build the hangars. Does that make sense? Probably not. Let me just go there. We should be close to the wreckage. You can see I've got a nice big pile of blocks here, and we got a couple of doors that I've collected. The structure of the ship is going to be, this is like an internal wall, and what I want to do is come down here. If I face this way, the bit on the right will be the machine room, the bit on the front will be the accommodation, and then what we're going to have here is some farms, if I remember correctly. And I think I'm going to make sure that we attach to... Let me see. Yep. You need to come down one from there, and one from there. That's the height. We'll have that height there. I want the machine room to be at least 3 blocks up to here from what you'd call the bottom of the ship, because we need to get the gravity generator. Not the gravity generator. What am I on about? The shield generator here, the polarized shield generator. You can see this is 3x3. It's one of the most awkward things to actually put into the capital vessel. So that's going to be too high there. Oops. And I think we can get you there, you there. Well, that won't go across just the moment because we got that there. Just going to come out here. Oops. Meteorite incoming, watch out. I think we've now got the basis of the ship itself. Now the next thing I'm going to need to do is just going to cancel that, switch off that, because now one of the things you do need to decide when you build a capital vessel is the symmetry plane. Now there's 2 symmetries. The one I prefer is the odd symmetry, which is when you put a symmetry plane in, you don't connect to that anymore. You have to put the symmetry plane in the center line of the block that will run down the front of the ship base, whatever you're building. If you have an even symmetry line, the symmetry plane will be between 2 blocks. Now, my preference is for an odd symmetry, simply because partly because of the shield generator, also that when you put hangar doors on, most of them tend to be odd as well. So if you want a ship that's actually symmetrical, having an odd symmetry so if you want a ship that's a bit more symmetrical with an even weight distribution, an odd symmetry is a little bit easier than an even symmetry. But But of course, if you're building something that's a bit strange and exotic, it doesn't really make a lot of difference, to be honest. Anyway, so what we're going to do now, I think kind of put in some of these now. Now this has to be, I think it's 8 blocks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's count it again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it was 8. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's right, isn't it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll just put in. And we're really going to go through the blocks very, very quickly. And then what I need there is another line across here like that. This will be the back wall. I think we'll keep that as there. Now, how high do I want to go? Or how high should it be? Well, we certainly got to come up to this level. Should be the, I think that's, is 1, 2, 3. So this comes up level to this. And then I think probably need to go another level up like that. And then put another block there. Come back like that. Now, I think this is the door to the machine room. I think I've got a door, so we'll put that in so I know where it is. So that's going to be the machine room door. So this is, let's say, the machine room needs to be, I think it's 5 by 5. I think I can't remember now. Yeah, I think it was had a space for the shield generator. You think the shield generator is 3 by 3. So actually, if I got my texture gun with me, it's probably back in the base. If you imagine these 3 blocks here across here, that's how big the shield generator is gonna be. So behind here, we're gonna have to put in other equipment as well. In fact, I think I've got something that might illustrate it a little bit better. You've got I've created an ammo generator in some of this. We also need a wireless connector. I can't put the wireless connector in just yet. But what I'm going to do is put that there, and then out like that, and then probably cut. And what that will do is give us storage. So you can imagine the storage will come up here. What we'll probably have in here is generators and fuel tanks. So that kind of gives us this bit here. I think I am gonna pick out this bit here. Of course, it goes without saying that I'm not going to be finishing this in. Oh, I'm going to take out the second layer. I'm going to leave the lower layer because as long as this is here, the game will think that I'm close to my base. So that actually makes life a little bit easier. What we're going to have to do is go back to break that link for the moment. Got some grow plots. Actually, no. I think container controller ammo, hardened blocks there. What we'll do is just fill in this area here, and we'll put in, if you imagine, like that. So we've now got the machine room defined. Of course, off the back of here will be the hangar, which will probably go back quite a long way because we're going to need to be able to store quite big SVs and HVs in it. But of course, I don't want to build that just at the moment. And what I want to do is go forward. Let's see, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what I will say is this ship will probably go through several different incarnations. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. We've now got a central spine there. Now if I go back to here and we pick up that and we pick up that, we've got concrete blocks, we've got a bit of carbon composite as well. And that I'm probably going to need the carbon composite to make things a little bit light. Put the wireless generator there, Wi-Fi generator, sorry. And then I mean we don't have enough plots, so it'll be 1, 2, 3. So and what I'm going to do is, now if I remember correctly, this ship had 4 sets of 9. So you need 9 for all the possible, for now 1 grow light covers a pattern of 9 squares. So I put in 1, 2, 3. So now that's effectively my grow pot zone. Need to come back here. I think it's I need something like that across here. What we call it, carbon composite. Actually, let's just sort this mess out. Actually, that's for wreckage ammo. Yes, we don't need the concrete blocks. We can put that and that in there. Go back to player, back to wreckage, and then that means I can put everything onto this one area here. Carbon composites and that. We certainly need that here. Now, what I would like is a ramp down. Now, on the original ship I built, I actually used one of the ramps which is in position 4, but those don't seem to be airtight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with something a bit like that, which will bring it down to here, and then actually far forward. Yeah, that's 1, 2. Let me just see. This is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Ah, I've messed up. Yeah, okay. I've made a bit of a mess up here. I think. Let me see. This is the interior wall, which will be windows. Actually, I think I can leave it like this. It's just we're going to make the ship a little bit longer. Then we'll have an internal back wall here. We'll have this here. We'll put a block there. And then that's it. We'll put those in there like that. And the way you want to imagine it is that this will come down here. Again, we're just going to use carbon composite on the inside of the ship. Because, I mean, the honest truth is if something gets in this far to the center spine of the ship, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Is probably the polite way of saying. We've now got that there. And then I put you across like that. We've got our grow plots there. We've got this staging here. This drops down to that level there. And then below here we've got our accommodation block type room. Now, Of course, because we got grow plots here, what that's going to do is effectively define the width of the ship here. Put you there. You there. Of course, we're going to have to find somewhere to put the thrusters. So we've got, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is actually going to be, yeah, I'm just trying to work out why this is a bit wider than, the front is wider than this. Of course, my ship originally had a couple of passageways on it. Now, originally the internal wall of the machine room was actually hardened steel blocks, but I think what we're going to have to do is, I'm a bit worried about the overall weight of the ship at the moment. Certainly going to, whoops, no space to place a block. Well, we certainly need a solid floor here. I think the ship needs to start tapering in now, but though this is going to be a bit higher, maybe we'll have to change these outer blocks later on. Maybe a bit like that. What we'll probably do is put in some windows here so you can see down into the machine room. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. We'll also have a glazed front across here with respect to so that the actual grow plot area here will be self-contained within its own area. We've got this here. I would like to protect that, but I need to. What we'll do is we'll put in a couple of carbon blocks there, and probably where this is all subject to revision. Just come that way. Maybe we're just got like that, because we're going to have the front loading ramp down here. I'm sure that's where it was, and then we got basically an internal floor here. I go back to cubes there on that side like that. Yeah, and then we can have another block there, because that would be over the, that'd be like the walk-in to the download ramp there. We're now moving out towards what you would call the bridge. Thank you, game. We got a couple of steel blocks there, and we're getting to the front of the ship now, so I think there was there, and I think that's now one thing I would like to do, experiment with this ship is possibly having the bridge back here. So what we're having effectively in the front of here is like some kind of accommodation room that fits in with this down here. And then because what we've actually got to have here, if you see here, now for grow lights to work properly, this room actually has to be 2 blocks high, which means that effectively I've got to put another block here, which would affect roof in this area here, but I don't want it to come back too far. So what we may be able to do is put a bridge up here. We'll have a door down through here like that. I don't know if I can get any more doors. I would like to try and work out where the stairs are. You hear a whooshing noise in the background. My wife is up to something, and I've got absolutely no idea what it is. It's the Hoover. Apologies for that. I put you underneath that 2 blocks there. I'm just trying to get the main structure in like that. So if you imagine that this floor will come out this way with hardened steel blocks, you've got this area here. We'll have something that will go up to there, and then, in fact, I think I'm just going to cancel that, and we'll just get into there. And I think I'm virtually out of blocks anyway, so let me just see. I don't know what I've got the gun out. If I put the doors in, it might kind of make a bit more sense. You can get some. Well, yeah, let's connect that up. If I remember correctly, there should be some doors in here. There's one there. Preview. There's another one in here somewhere. We've got a food processor and a fridge. Okay, we'll just find our way through the base. There we are. Out there. It's a light point. Got to put correctly the door there as well. That should give me the doors to 3 doors. So looking for is I would like something that looks fairly glazed here. Imagine that come there, and then at the base of here, eventually this will be. And we'll put a door there. Imagine that this will be the entrance down into this airtight room. Hello, Mr. Patrol Vessel. How this builds up is another thing that we need to consider. We've got a door there, which can come down into there. And probably what we'll have here is a door on this side. If I put it on this side, it won't. We don't have enough of the symmetry, I don't think. No. If you imagine this will be the side passage down through the ship. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me see if I got this wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Internal wall, passageway, external wall. Yep. And I put steel blocks here when they should be hardened steel blocks, but to be honest, we're not going to get into any major combat just at the moment. And I think what I'm going to do is just cancel that, jump into the MRX thing here. It's on. Fly over to here. Drop down very quickly. And not sure if I can build it here. If we connect to the base, go in here. I'm not sure I've actually unlocked the ramps, boarding ramps, no. So we need the boarding ramps. So I have to unlock that and that. just want to knock up the stairs. I saw it just now. Come on, go. Boarding ramp, so we're just going to knock up one of these. Needs a couple of energy matrices as well. Oh, of course, the other thing we're also going to need is a detector. We want one of these for the ship as well, so we're just going to drop one of these in. So we'll just knock that up. And of course we're going to need a ventilator as well, but I don't think I've unlocked the ventilator yet. I can put the ventilator later. I can put the ventilator in later, because I'm pretty sure we've actually got some on the wreckage, so there's no point. So I'm just going to hook that into there. Oops, why is my ship going a bit funny? And just going to. Ship's suddenly gone very skittish. We're a little bit closer to the wreckage than I hope, so we have to be a bit careful. We'll just come in here, turn the thrusters off, a bit of fuel. And player ERS boarding ramp. Well, what I'll do first is we'll just keep building in those. Now, boarding ramp is there. I think. What do we want? We want it 1 by. I think it's 1 by 2 by 3. What should do. And what I would like it to be is if it will behave itself. Never remember. Might have to put some extra blocks around it first to get the slot in. We drop it down. I think that's the way it should fit in. And then what you do is walk up to it, walk onto it, and then it will drop down. And that would be the way out of the ship. And cancel that. Get back to the wreckage. Controller. A couple of hardened steel blocks. I'm kind of running out of blocks to build anything as much such at the moment. Quite happy with that. We got that there. We're going to need to put some hardened steel blocks into here, up alongside this. So the front of the ship will be up to about here. We're going to need to harden up that section there. So we got that there. We got this built in here. Actually, what I really need is possible. So we need to keep this area here open. But we need some generators, which means we're probably going to need the. What's that? Vessel. Was it? We're probably going to need a couple of large generators, aren't we? And there's no point messing around with small generators. We're going to probably need tier 2, tier 1 generators. Actually, how much houses am I going with the CPU at the moment? Oh, we're only up to 18,000, but then again, I haven't really put much in here at the moment. Yeah, so we're going to need a couple of large generators, and of course we're going to need some fuel tanks. My instinct is to put possibly the fuel tanks here. See if we can get some fuel tanks off of the going to be a little bit long range, aren't we? We're messing about in the dark again as usual. Thank you, game. I can't remember how many fuel tanks I left in this ship. I did steal some for the base, didn't I? Hello. Here, we just come in here. Fuel tanks. We've got 3 tier 2 fuel tanks in here. I think they're all at the back here, so... Be sure there's one in there. We'll get you tier 2 fuel tank. Oops, I've got hooks here. I got one here. Oops. Another door there, we'll take that. I think that's all the fuel tanks we've got, isn't it? We need the O2 tanks. We'll take those as well. Anything else? Oops. We got the fuel tanks and the O2 tanks. Yeah. Contact has been lost by your drone. Okay. So we come in here. Two large O2 tanks. Now we've got 3. We've got 3 and 3. Now let me just check. These are 3 by 1 by 1. So we're going to effectively put the generators there. That will leave us a slot up the center. I think those are the O2 tanks. I think I'll put the O2 tanks on each side there. I think I'd like to put one. I'd like to spread the risk a little bit with the. Say for example, I put one there, and say one there, and whereas if you hit one, you blow them all up. It's always a bit. Well, we could put them there actually. Yeah, I actually quite like the idea of having them there. So what we'll do is we'll take that out there. So we got 3 tier 2 fuel tanks. That should be enough to be going on with. A couple of large oxygen tanks there, sat below the door there. We could probably put the, let me just check the size of the, what we call it, scanner. Where are you? Yeah, you're 1 by 1 by 1. So we could put the scanner in here, behind the core there. And that will give me protection there. And let's say we got a little bit of storage. How big's the storage is? Just yes, I know I've got no cockpits, no generators, and nothing else. So we've got an ammo box at the moment that can store 120,000. Is pretty good. I think for this initial incarnation, all my storage is going to be the ammo box here, because eventually when we extend out this way, the storage will be under the floor of the hangar back here. Got this area here. What kind of, this still feels too wide because we got 3 by 3 there by there. Kind of, that doesn't feel right. I always get the feeling that it should be in one like that, and then is we got the space for the shield generators there, we've got the storage there, we've got the internal wall here. In fact, let me just flesh this out. I can do it with steel blocks so that I can remember. So say for argument's sake, that will come up like that. And then this will be the side passageway down here. So if I, we've got, these are doors the same, yeah, they are. So what we can do is put the door there. So this will be the side passageway down, which will come out to here. And I think what we can do is this area here we can kind of put in with carbon blocks at the moment. So eventually we could possibly change this with respect to toughening this up, especially these lower blocks in a future rebuild. So we've got the top armored deck there, we've got the farming area here. We're going to need to kind of somehow bring this in and seal it off so that we can ensure that this is airtight. We'd have to come across the top like this and down to this area here. I think probably maybe the first incarnation we will put the cockpit here, but we may not actually give it any windows, so we'll have to drive it in, fly the ship in third person. Oh, you never know, I might put some there. If I get some armored windows here, we could probably put some in there. Actually, what we do need to do is plan the position for the thrusters. Actually, yeah, we got the potential here for a couple of lift thrusters. We put them on the center line here. So say for argument's sake, oh, this is going to have a wall, so we can take that out, that one out there, that one out there, that one out there. I think we can nick the thrusters, one of the thrusters out of here. Sure. Oops. Take this thruster out of here. Can't remember where the other thruster is. Let's check. Oh, they all small thrusters. There's a medium one here. Where are you hiding? Just up here. We can and into here. Turn that off because I don't want that tag there. Because of course we're going to need quite a lot of lift. So if I put we can put, which is enclosed. Actually, no, let's just put these in. We got our first thrusters on as well. And of course, what we're going to need to do is find some way to put some thrusters in here somewhere. Possibly build them into the wall here. That's like, they maybe, have a quick look. Oops. Wrong one out. And this was a steel block, wasn't it? Oops. So if we get 4 thrusters here. The only real problem having the thrusters here is it's going to get a bit warm if I stand here. Then again, if we put some furniture or something in front of this, I mean, we got the depth here. Possibly pad this out a little bit with furniture or something that will hide that away. I don't think there's any more thrusters on the ship, is there? Look, what I want is medium thrusters for. I think all the rest are. Yeah, the rest are small. We're going to use the small thrusters for lateral pushing. Right, I think just to finish the video off, I'm going to go and get those thrusters from the storage. Oops. Yes, thank you, game. But truthfully, I don't need to go inside. Just as long as I get close enough to the base. Now the question is, where I think they're in general stores, aren't they? No, building materials. Yep. Well, we got these are concrete blocks. What else? Have we got anything else in here that could be useful? It's a base teleporter. There we are. We got a ventilator. I knew I had a ventilator somewhere. Actually, is there any advantage in powering the ship up? Check the box. Yeah, we've got that as well. Needed. Bigger you. No, okay. MCRN, that's in the container controller. Oh, we got some more of these. That's not going to go in there. That's for. It's 800 volume. Wow. I think at the moment I'd be quite happy. Prefer to put that in rather than the putting in the container blocks. I mean that's quite straightforward. So just come over here. It's off. And we'll just stand on top of the ship. Luck. And first thing we have to do is put a couple of thrusters in. Where put the. Oops. Didn't I? Oh, I forgot to do it. Let me just put these over. It gets the thruster in there. Move down to there. We'll put the scanner inside there. Ah, no, wrong place. Need the symmetry. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do off camera is blocking a little bit more of the ship, so that you can. So in the next video, you have an idea of what the exterior form will look like, rather than this very rough skeleton. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.